Hello mates, welcome back to my channel. Today I have built the medmist from Fortnite in Minecraft. Yes, that's what I built today. I have built the medmist from Fortnite in Minecraft today, and it took me about 4 hours to make. And I gotta say, I'm really happy how this looks. The size is really big, but it looks really good. And the details I made is really good. I am very happy how this looks, and tell me if you like it too. The new season of Fortnite is here. So I wanted to make something for Fortnite for the new season. And yes, I know I want to make something in the actual new season, but I want to start off something pretty, I was about to say pretty small, but it's still pretty big. But not an actual building or anything for the new Fortnite season yet. I want to do something pretty, I keep saying pretty small, but it's not small, but not there yet. I'm leading into it. So I made the med mist. I'm very happy how this looks. It's pretty difficult with all the things it has. But I'm very happy how it turned out with the color. The color looks really good. I was talking with the color, and you see the top of the med mist looks really good, very believable. And I'm very happy how this turned out. And I think this is my best build ever. I think this is my best build ever. I'm really happy how this turned out. And let's see how I make this. So to begin with, I thought I was the outline. And before more, I go talk about more into this. Um, I don't know what to say. Never mind. So let's talk about the outline, right? So the outline is pretty simple. You gotta make a circle. Well, it's not simple. Making a circle is pretty hard, especially in Minecraft. So I have to make a circle for the outline, and there's some, outlines I did before. Yeah, I didn't like them, so I switched it up, and we're gonna use the one right now. The outline's pretty good. This one right now look more of a circle. Could be even more of a circle, but I think that looks pretty good and pretty believable of a circle. And after that, I'm making the actual bottom of it, and I'm working from the bottom to the top. And there's some details I want to talk about. The first one is the color. The color of the actual bottom of the medmist, it is light gray, and I went with light gray because the it looks good with light gray. I think with the green and the light gray really go together really well instead of having a bit more darker gray. I feel like having that darker gray really pay more attention to the darker gray, and that would, you know, the eyes would go for, right? You just get glued onto the darker gray than the actual medmist. So what I did was have a light gray, so it looks pretty similar, but it goes really good together, and you can see the actual everything, the actual medmist, and also it wouldn't be that different from the actual Fortnite medmist. So pretty good with the light gray. And another detail I wanted to get down was that there was a gap between the bottom of the medmist, the bottom of it, right, and the actual medmist. I'm not sure if it is plastic or glass. I think it's glass. I think so, but I'm not really sure if it is plastic or glass. But I want to have a gap between the bottom of the medmist, the metal, right, and between I'm gonna just say glass. I think it is glass. So I want to make sure to have the glass and the metal separate so you can see the gap in it. So I want to make sure I do that because there is a gap. You're seeing it. It's a really small gap, but there's a gap. And I wanted to actually get that down. So, and that was one of the main focuses I actually was doing towards this miss was actually having to think what can I do to get the gap between the glass and the metal. So that's the main thing that I would focus on. So that's why I made it a bit more bigger than usual. And I think this is probably the size of it is probably one of the biggest um, size I built for my builds. Um, one of it, I think there's another thing that's pretty big, but this one is really pretty good of a size. and I was really struggling in the beginning on how to get that gap. I keep trying to find to have that gap between the glass and the actual metal, and it's not working out. It was not working out. I keep trying and trying and trying, and I just can't get the gap. But until I did this one thing, what? So what I did was to just make sure that I just changed the bottom of it, the metal, changed it a little bit, and changed the glass, push that back out too, well not out, in, push it more into the actual bottle, and so you could actually have the gap between it, because right now the glass and the metal is together, right, it's touching together, right, the glass and the metal. So in order to have that separate, to have that gap, I had to push back the glass a little bit. So that's what I did. I pushed the glass back pretty good amount, how enough to have a gap, and I was able to have the gap that I wanted. But you're not seeing it right now. It took a long time for me to do that, and right now I'm just thinking to my head: do I want to have a gap, or do I not want to have that gap to show that little detail? And yes, it is a little detail, but for me, every detail really counts. Details would add on to it and would make the build better, in my opinion. Just even the smallest detail looks so good, and they're not having it. I feel like it's like it's night and day. If you don't have it, and if you do have it, it looks better if you do have the detail than you don't have the detail. So I was just thinking to myself, do I want it or do I not? So I said yes. So I try to make sure I get it, and yeah. So I know I'm making the class which has a gap, and you see it right now. I'm doing it right now. So there you go. Finally got it what I want, but of course there's a problem. You can see on the bottom of the actual medmist, the bottom of it, you can see it, and it's not gray. It is still yeah. You see through it. So what I thought right there was that's a later problem. So I didn't worry about that until at the end of the build. So I just continued what I was doing and building up the actual medmist, the actual container, the holding in the actual medmist. That's what I was thinking about. That's what I went to do. So this is another design I kind of wanted to get, but I wasn't able to get it, and I was kind of sad about that. I didn't get it. I got it pretty close, but I didn't get it. The detail was that the actual glass was a bit out of the actual metal. I have it all, the glass and the metal is the same. I do wish I would get it, but it's okay. It's okay. I didn't do it, but I wish I would have done it. But right now, it's gonna be a lot of me just making the actual container, making the glass for it, and yeah. Um, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be silent, and I will come back when I'm doing something different. So see you mates when I'm doing something different. Alright, so I'm doing something different right now, and I'm doing the actual symbol for the medmist, the cross. So right now I have to get the middle of it right. I always have to make sure I have to get the middle of the actual um glass, right? So it'll be in the middle, not no, not centered. So I have to make sure it is centered. And I made the actual symbol a bit shorter. I was gonna go a bit more longer to have it curved, but I didn't like how it looks when it does curve, so I just made it short so it wouldn't, so the side wouldn't have to curve at all. And I think it still looked good. I think having a small symbol looks really good. It really emphasizes the actual medmist inside of the actual bottle. So after I do that, doing the top, and top is another long time of me just making the top. It is pretty long, but I'll talk about it right now. So I just made the top pretty simple. It's making the top of it, and yeah. So after I did a good amount of glass going towards the top, right, going towards the top inwards, I switched to the gray, right, switched to the gray and finish off the top. So what I did was, whatever I did for the bottom, I was going to do for the top. So that's what I did. So I'm just trying to replicate what I did to the bottom to the top, so both of the bottom and top is about similar in size, so it wouldn't look like one's bigger than the other, both of them about the same. So I did that. Then after I did that, we went on to make the still more of making the actual the spray, the actual spray of it, and the cap. So what I did after that, I made a ring around the metal to for the when you put the cap on, right? I made that. And after I made that, I made the actual the top of it, the metal part, the top, not the actual spray, but the metal part, right? So I went on to do that. Then after that, I went on to put the plastic on top of the cap. And there we go. Wait, I think I forgot something. That the when you push down on the top of the cap, it's spray, right? So I did that too, and I made that a different color, so it'll be different from the actual um, bottle. And yeah, so now you can see me trying to do the different colors right now for the actual top, for the actual cap of it, right? I should put that dew spray, and yeah, so that's pretty much it. So what you're gonna see me doing is finishing up the top of it, putting on the part that dew spray, and putting on the actual plastic, the plastic top, and yeah, so I'll talk to you mates when something different happens. So you mates when something different happens. Alright, so something different is happening now. After the top of it, the actual cap, I gotta say, some details I'm really happy about. I should have talked about it, but I talked about it really quick here. I like how I made the actual part that do spray and have um the cap on it too. It looks like it's actual plastic. It doesn't look like it's glass. Yes, it's made from glass, but it actually doesn't actually look like it's glass. I think it's because, well, it's a bottle and it doesn't make sense to have a glass on top, so the mind just automatically think it's plastic. That's what I think. But yeah, but I'm really happy how the top really good, the details, really amazing. But now let's go on and making the actual medmist. So you can see me making it with slime. And why slime? Why is it slime and not lime green? So the reason why it's slime then lime green, I would do lime green, but there's some things that it won't work, and slime is better. Some things is that the texture. Of course, the med mist is actual texture, and it is and it's not. There is bubbles within the actual med mist, and there is a slight texture to it, slight, but not too much of it. And lime would work. It have no texture at all, but how to do the bubbles, that's a bit difficult. But I still didn't do the bubbles here. But yes, but the main reason why I want to do lime green is because that the colors is different. The slime is more closely to the actual medmist color than the lime green. There's two different type of greens, right? Lime green and the ones right here, the slime green. The slime green looks way more closely to the actual medmist color. So I went on to do that instead of the actual lime green. I would do it, but the color is just too different, and I wanted exactly it. I almost went with a lime green because I didn't want to have the slime texture. So what I actually did is that I went to just put on a layer of lime green. I went back pretty far and I could see if I could see the texture. If I do see the texture and I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it. I went back, I look at it, I barely see the texture at all, or if not at all, and the color looks so closely to the med mist color. I went on to do the slime. I didn't think that slime would work, but the color looks so good, and you barely could see the texture, and it is slightly see-through. It is slightly transparent, very slightly, but it still is, and it looks really good. I'm very happy how the actual color and actual look of the medmist really is. I'm really happy, and even looking at it from close, the slime really goes with the actual medmist. It does look like the actual medmist, and that's the little bubbles from the medmist. The little slime into the medmist, not into the little slime on the slime box look like the bubbles on the medmist. So that looks pretty cool, but it's not over yet. That looks really good, but the problem is the bottom. There's a gap. Very happy about that, but it looks like it's an endless bottom. Yes, it is. The gap should be pretty dark, but it shouldn't be real. There's some things that you can see. Right, so what I did is maybe have a shadow. So when you look into it, the shadow of it. But for me, it didn't make sense to have a shadow into the bottle. Yes, it does make sense. It would be because the actual man mist would block it, so it would just shadow the bottom. But it still be the metal underneath it. So what I did, so when I look back, I did look at it. I just didn't like how it looked, so I went back at it and changed the bottom from having a shadow into just having the metal underneath it. I was gonna actually cover up the gap to take out the detail, but I just went in go to change from it being a shadow to just metal. and I think it does turn out pretty good. I think that just looks pretty good. And like I said, that's the problem I had right there was a later problem, and now I'm fixing the problem I had back then. But I don't recommend doing that. When there's a problem or could be a problem, just fix the problem. This could have been way worse. I will say this problem could have been way worse, and it could be much more terrible. That you could really break like a small detail that's not right or looks wrong or a mistake that is terrible could break the actual build. But good thing that this mistake was not that big. I fixed it and it looks pretty good now. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. That's how I made the amendments. I really am happy how this looks. And yeah, here we go. That's it. Alright, make sure there you have it. That is the medmist from Fortnite in Minecraft done. I am extremely happy how this looks. It looks so good. It looks really good compared to the medkit. This one is really big. I do think that medmist is bigger than the medkit. Oh, another thing. There's a shadow. I don't know how that shadow happened. Don't know how. It's just there's a shadow. Yes, I do see the cap could have a shadow, but it doesn't shadow everywhere else. It just shadows that part of it. I don't know why it's there, but it's still. But anyways, so I really hope that you liked the video. I really hope that you like the build, and be ready for more Fortnite videos. It's new season. I'm looking to make more things from the new season. Alright, so thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please like the video. If you like this content and see more of this content, like the video. If you like my content and see more of my content, check out my channel, subscribe to my channel. Thank you mates for watching this video. I see you mates in the next time. Bye.